Quasimodo genit infantes, alleluia, rationabiles in edolo, concupiscite, alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. The whole group of believers was united, heart and soul. One often sees in the Augustinian context a heart written around it, cor unum, one heart. When one drifts towards a monastic community, fairly quickly one picks up the vibes. Is the heart of this community one? According to the culture, the modalities of its oneness vary, and it is a sign of a healthy community that it is able to be happy, relaxed, and look back at itself without taking itself over seriously. Some years ago, I was in Ealing Abbey in the Calefactory when the monk who from another abbey was going around the monasteries of England and Ireland with the Benedictine yearbook was giving the example of one particular community that had put this in this book for its own, as it were, self-identity and proclamation in public. It went something like this: and it has been said of our community that there is no love in this community. The comment of the good Benedictine who was quoting this was, it had to be a community strong enough to be able to put that in. In other words, it was the best advertisement in reverse, because by the very fact that they were so unconcerned about opinion, but so content to be quietly just themselves and in the joy of one heart, it was indirectly a way of pointing out where perhaps the problem might be. I remember going from Ampleforth after the week of preparation for being received into the church in 1971. It was the Holy Week and the Easter Vigil, all that time, and going away on Easter Monday, looking back from the minibus that they had provided to take me to York Station, looking back at the novice master and at the good, gentle monks at Ampleforth who from the cloister were waving me off, and a tear or two came to my eye because I saw that is love. And in a sense, that was enough. One does not have to have a huge drive towards publicity and the titillation of opinion. Love and joy attract, and a community which has it is strong enough not to take too seriously what people say or think about them, because what people say or think about them does not change one iota. If there is cor unum, that is strong enough to be a bonding, to keep them safe in joy in the Lord. How many communities have that joy? And if perhaps one observes here and there gradual depletion in places which were, across the years, great centres of radiation, one asks oneself, what was the quality of the heart of that community? I remember hearing this commentary years ago. It was the word of a young man who had left eventually a community It's actually in Ireland. And this man later had written back to one of the brethren in the community and had said, I appreciated that the liturgy was celebrated with great solemnity, but I did notice that one or other of the fathers or brethren did not talk to such and such. In other words, he had noticed also that the cor was not always unum, and that no matter how much incense was being used, the essence was questionable, and it did not attract him, at least to stay. The Lord only gave one formal commandment. A new commandment I give unto you, and by this shall they know that you are my disciples. In giving a short, pithy rule, St. Augustine was not dwelling on details, and therefore not obscuring the issue, giving people occasion to make an examination of conscience which could justify them while they were getting away with the essence missed. He said on one occasion that he could not live without friendship, and indeed we know that there was a quality in his relationships. He also is known to have had written on the walls of his refectory, no one will be tolerated here who eats the mores, the customs of his brother. That is to say, devouring a person's reputation. Cor unum. Saying one thing in a person's face and another behind his back. Double-faced. A dagger in the heart. So the heart must be crystal clear, allowing the eyes to look into the eyes in front of us and to be tenderly merciful to that heart as the Lord is, knowing that in all his misery that person is called unto glory, redeemed by the same precious blood, for we too are miserable and in need of mercy. In that context, love is misericordia, the heart that sees misery and is compassionate towards it. Divine mercy becomes human mercy in those who are exposed to it. Spiritus ubibunt spirat, et voce meus audis, alleluia, et nescis mundi veniat, aut covadat. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Ubi caritas in amor, ubi caritas Deus ibies, ubi caritas in amor, ubi caritas Deus ibies. Ubi caritas et amor, ubi caritas Deus